So about 7 months ago, I was working at a warehouse job. While working at this job, I noticed my eye started to hurt whenever I was looking at things up close within, let's say, an inch of my face. So I decided to ignore this, thinking it would probably go away. But the next day, it started to hurt more. This time, light was starting to affect my eye too. This was my right eye, by the way. And this time I decided to go to the doctor, and they gave me some medicine. The medicine, what's the word? Expanded my eye so that way it wouldn't scar because they noticed something in it. But the pain for the rest of that day was so bad that it felt like someone was stabbing me in the eye. So the day after that, or was it the weekend, that I decided to go get some more medicine. Only this time I got a blood test to see what was wrong with me. And this time, unlike the other blood tests before when I had some other situations, it actually yielded the results. So I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis. Ankylosing spondylitis is the disease where your spine becomes inflamed as well as your major joints like legs, arms. These next two stories I'm going to tell you are about situations before I was aware of this disease but were leading up to it. One involves me lifting a heavy object, and the other, or light heavy, and the other one was chest pain. So about, let's say, 2 weeks before the eye pain, I suffered, or I was still working at the same job. This is a relatively new job, and I was lifting objects like brake discs because this was a warehouse for car parts. So while lifting one of these parts on a Friday, I accidentally hurt my back while trying to lift it. I think I lifted it wrong, but it was relatively light brake disc, around 20 to 30 pounds. So I didn't go to the doctor thinking, okay, I might get better over the weekend. But when I did come back on Monday, I was only able to work for about 30 minutes walking on that floor, the factory floor, until I decided, okay, the pain is too much. I have to go home. And so this showed me that I have to be careful when lifting anything heavy, as well as I can't really push myself as much as I used to, because sometimes I would try to lift really heavy things, but now I have to be careful. So this disease now forces me to be a lot more careful. So the next story is, I call it fake attack. So on Friday, this was in March, I believe, I was getting up for class, or actually, no, I was getting up for class. Normally, I'm woken up by my alarm, but this time I was woken up by a very painful feeling in my chest. So I'm an asthmatic, and when you're an asthmatic, you notice like the feeling of like heart being. You struggle with breathing when you're having an asthma attack. However, it doesn't make your chest hurt like that. It felt like someone was like holding me and squeezing me really hard, and I felt the pain in my heart. And immediately I thought, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. So we called 911 and the paramedics came. But what was odd was by the time the paramedics came, the pain had subsided. And that confused me and the paramedics. So when we went to the hospital, they checked over me and they still didn't find anything. So that actually left me scared for a bit because I did not know what caused it at the time. Later, I found out this is also, interestingly, one of the symptoms of ankylosing spondylitis. Because one of the uh, back inflammations can mimic that of a heart attack. So I have to be aware of what the inflammations can do as well. So my two stories involving me being careful with lifting as well as what the inflammation can do, makes me aware that I have to be very careful and know what this disease can do and keep an eye on like what the symptoms are as well as not ignore them. So when I went to the doctor's office, uh, and she told me, she gave me a pamphlet, and it actually kind of scared me because in the pamphlet it showed like the vertebrae of a person's spine fusing, but she told me that wouldn't happen unless I was just very inactive. So after telling my dad and my mom about this disease, my dad immediately started getting me to go to the gym more. So now every Sunday, as well as throughout the weekday, I go to the gym very often just to make sure my body is well. And now I'm feeling strong, and I don't have to worry about the pain for now. Thank you for your time.